All right. I'm still waiting for students to come in before I start my lesson. I'm still waiting for students to come in. All right. So for today, what we are going to do is we are going to learn how to write an account of a true event. So if you are watching me on YouTube now, what I want you to do is please write your name um, in the comment box so that I know who's actually joining my class. All right. So let's start with today's uh, presentation. All right. So who's this? I see. All right. So let's begin the explanation of this part of your lesson. All right. Let's take a look at it. Page view. Mm, okay. How to write an account of a true event. Okay, now let's take a look at this. Okay, this is the sample essay that we already read. Okay, we already read last week. So you see the sample essay has got around 3 paragraphs. So this is the first paragraph, the second paragraph, and the third paragraph. So what we are learning today is we are going to see how one can write um, an account of a true event. However, today I'm going to show you how you're going to do it by using 4 paragraphs. Okay, let's take a look at the first one. Okay, the first paragraph. Okay, what does it have here? So when you want to write an account of a true event, or we can say a story, we need to have a character, right? You need to have a character. We also need to have a storyline. Okay, we also need to have a storyline and all the details of the story in which I will tell you later. All right, so we already went through this essay last week. So let's take a look at the next one. So what does it take? Okay, what does it take to write a story? Okay, so you need 4 paragraphs. Okay, the first paragraph is introduction. Okay, you need to have introduction. Introduction must have setting, the scene, and you need to explain the given sentence. If any sentence are given, so you need to explain the given sentence in the first paragraph. Okay, if no, you just have to tell the reader, where does this incident take place, something like that. All right. So the second paragraph, you need to have problem. You must have a problem in the second paragraph, and also small steps taken to solve the problem. You do not have to solve the problem at all, like, I mean, to solve everything in the second paragraph, but you need to make like small step in solving it. All right. So for example, for this problem, for instance, you lost your purse. So small steps to stop to solve the problem is, what can it be? What can it be? The small steps to solve the problem. You can write in the chat box, okay? What can it be? The small steps to solve the problem. Okay, for example, if you lost your purse, small steps can be, you you go to a police station to report about it, or maybe you went to look for the purse on the streets that you've been to, something like that. So these are what we call small steps to solve the problem. So the third paragraph, okay, you need to have major action in solving the problem. So these needs to have like the real action. So if just now you were just checking the road, checking the streets that you've been to, okay, the third paragraph, you need to do something big, like the action to solve the problem. Okay, probably you already knew who took your purse. So the third paragraph is where you ambushed that person. Okay, or third paragraph is where um you found the person who took it. Right. So the fourth paragraph, what must we have in fourth paragraph is, we need to have surprise element and also ending, the conclusion of your essay. Okay, for example, surprise element, when you found out that someone took your purse, you realize that the person who took it was actually your own friend. Okay, it's a surprise element, like something you did not expect to happen, but it did. So it turns out that it was your friend, like within your, like you went for a class excursion, you thought someone else took it, like the locals, or like maybe a pickpocket, but ended up you learned that it was actually your friend, or even worse, it was your best friend. So, and then you have to end your essay. You have to say something like, I couldn't believe what happened, but on that day, I learned that we can never trust anybody, even though the person is very close to you. All right. So that's how end your end your essay. All right. Now let's take a look at the next one. So the planning. How do you plan to do it? Okay. How do you plan to write this essay? So when writing a story, narrate event narrate events according to the plan below. So this is what is suggested in the textbook. So firstly, introduction, okay, and then you describe the setting of the story, place, weather, and introduce the main character. So in the textbook, they also suggest that we have the main part 2 to 3 paragraph. But today, I just want you to do 4 paragraph, okay? And the last one, describe what happened in the end and make a short comment. So this is actually the same like what is suggested in the textbook. However, I already like polish it for you so that you can like learn it on write it easily. Okay, next. Okay, I don't see that many people watching. Okay, I'm wondering why. Okay, because our class is supposed to start at 10:15. So what I can see is there's only 2 people watching. Where are the rest of you? Okay, do you know anyone who's supposed to be in the class but they're not? Okay, you have to tell your friend because I'm doing live, so I can't wait for anyone. All right, let's continue. How to make your story interesting? So there are five aspects that can make your story interesting. So number one, you can actually use direct speech. So what is direct speech? Direct speech is like the dialogue. Okay? For example, you can see here, I'm your dad's brother, Roger. He smiled confidently. But the truth is, my father is an only child. All right, so how do we choose what kind of direct speech that we can add in our essay to make it interesting? So the rule is we choose the important ones. Okay, only the important ones. How do you know if it's important? Okay, if you watch the movies, like the ones that have the background song like jang jang jang, yeah, that's the important one. Okay, you can say something like, I'm your dad's brother, Roger. Or maybe if it's like a mystery or thriller, you can highlight something like, I did not kill her, you did, something like that. So you don't have to include everything, all the direct speech. You don't have to say the simple direct speech like, how are you? Um, have you had your lunch? No, nothing like that. Only important ones. All right. The second one is, okay, by asking question in your story. Something like this. Do you know that you can actually die so many times in your head before you die for real? Well, I did not know that until today. So, how do you feel when you read that line? Interesting, isn't it? You feel like, wow, what's this story about? So, you feel like reading the story. Or you can use exclamation mark. No tanda seru? Yep, you can actually repeat and use exclamation mark to make your story interesting. I hate science subject. I hate science subject. I hate science subject. There, I said it. So when the reader reads this lines, they'll be like, wow, what's with this science subject? There must be something about it. So it sort of like makes them feel curious and arouse their curiosity to read your essay. You can also use expression. Okay, this one I think you've learned it in page 72. Expression like, I jump out of my skin, my heart was in my mouth, over the moon, when red as a beetroot, a pain in the neck. So these are just a few expressions. You can Google for more expressions which are suitable for your essay. All right. Next one is you can use adverbial. Adverbial are words like suddenly, unfortunately, to my surprise. Okay, no, not that's those are not adverbial. Those are adverbs. Suddenly, unfortunately, to my surprise, it is adverbial. Okay, so adverb is how something is done. No, verb is the action. So adverb is how the action is done. So how do you sing? You sing beautifully. How do you walk? Walk sluggishly. How do you watch TV? Watch attentively. So these kind of words will make it more interesting when you put in your essay. All right, let's move on. Okay, so the planning. So this is the question. Write a recount or an account of a true event which took place during a holiday. The recount must include at least one idiom. So you see, one idiom must include one idiom and phrases which portray feelings in parts of your story. So I want you to include phrases which portray feelings. So this one you can actually refer to page 72 like we and also 73 we already learned this last week. Okay? So how do you plan? First of all, how do you plan? So now, okay, another heartbreaks. What's that? Okay. Yeah, I know. Someone wrote in the comment box another heartbreak. So how do you plan this essay? Okay, now everyone who just joined it, can you please write your name in the chat box so that I know who is joining me? Okay. Yeah, this is definitely another heartbreak because I'm doing live and I prepared this last night until quite late. And yeah, suddenly there's like only 7 people. Okay, Sam. Okay, please write your name in the chat box while I continue. So, how do we plan our essay? Now that we already know, okay, we must write an essay about a holiday. So, during a holiday, the recount must include at least one idiom and phrases which portray feeling. So, how do we plan it? First of all, let us take a look at the brainstorming. Now, tell me incidents that can happen during a vacation. Now, I need you to write in the chat box what are the incidents that can happen during a vacation. What are like incidents that you think can happen during a vacation that can be put in your story? So I already put just now. Um, mm, okay, I wonder why is my pen like this? Oh my god, this is not nice. But I cannot actually type it out. So it's okay. Pickpocket incident, natural disaster. Natural disaster. Yes, it can happen. Very good. Thank you. Natural disaster. Okay. What else can happen? Oh no. Otaku. Who's otaku? Muiz is not talking about this, right? You're talking about something else. But pickpocket incident, natural disaster, we can say snatch staff. Come on. I need more ideas of what can happen so that we can create the storyline for your essay later. Okay. Okay. What can happen? I don't see any response. Okay. What else can happen? Accident. Accident can happen. Okay. During a accident, which means like it can be deadly, fatal, or it can also be light. Terrorist attack. Wow, Muiz, your ideas are like out of my mind. Ter- okay, thank you though. Okay, what else can happen during a holiday? Come on, natural disaster. This is quite true, you know. There was a time when people, like Malaysian especially, they went to New Zealand and there was actually like a natural disaster, right? And then they were stuck there. Terrorist attack as well in New Zealand at that time. Languages. Oh, it's true. Language barrier. Language barrier. Okay. Problem regarding language barrier. Other than that, oh, you can say lost in the city. Okay. Or can say left out. You know, when you were like busy doing some other stuff, you were left out. So, yeah, you were left behind. All right. So, these are ideas on incidents that can happen during a vacation. So, that means you can use all these ideas. You choose one, which one you think is suitable for your essay. Right. So, planning. Now that we know, so which one do you want to do today? Which one do you think is suitable for us to discuss today as an example? Now that we know what to write, so we can start planning, okay, properly. So let's do Lost in the City. Let's do Lost in the City. This is quite easy. Okay, so where do you put Lost in the City? So can you guess where do we put Lost in the City? Which part do we include our ideas of Lost in the City? Which part? Is it paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4? Okay, where do we include the ideas of Lost in the City? Okay, some say 2 and some say 3. Actually, we put in the problem. So paragraph 2, because it's not very long. So this is around 200 words like that. Okay, 200 words. But you can write more, of course, but not too much. I think a good count, a good number is around 200 to 250. That's all. All right, correct, Mazliana. It's paragraph 2, problem. And you have to be lost in the city here. Okay, other than being lost in the city, you need to have small steps here. You cannot like drag the whole story of being lost, like you're saying like I'm sad, I was lost because I did not follow my friend. She was following the excursion, the trip, so everyone else was following the guide, but I was talking on the phone, suddenly I was lost. So you cannot like prolong, like make it like too long, prolong everything so that it becomes very draggy, because it's just 250 words. So like each of this is just around 60 plus 60 70 words like that. So it's not much actually. So to put problem and also small steps. All right, so you have to say that you were lost. What did you feel at that time? You have to say something like, suddenly when I looked to the left and looked to the right, none of my friends were beside me. There were only noisy hawkers trying to sell out their items. I had goosebumps on my neck out of nowhere. At the very moment, I realized that I'm lost. And I'm not lost in my hometown, but I was lost in Bangkok. Something like that. And still in the second paragraph, you have to include small steps. So, what did you do right after you realized that you were lost? So, you can say, I decided to call my friends, but then at the very moment, At that very moment, I realized that I was out of credit. You can say something like that. At that very moment, I realized that I was out of credit, and I did not know another way to contact them. That's all. So you included the problem and small steps. The small step that you did was you tried to call them, but you realized you're out of credit. So we'll go to the third paragraph. The third paragraph, what did I say just now? If you are quite late in joining, so in the third paragraph, you have to have like the major step to solve the problem. You have to solve the problem in the third event, something like that. All right. So you decided to go to the police station, something like that, or you decided to ask around, but it should end up with you solving your problem. All right? So it should end up with you solving your problem. All right. Okay, so probably in third paragraph, um, you're gonna say that you walk for another 3 kilometers trying to track your friends down. So and then you um, went here and there, but in the end, you didn't know where they were, and you suddenly realized that you came to a familiar street, and you knew that you were quite near to the place where you were staying. And then after like walking for around 200 meters, you actually arrived at the hotel where you were staying, and you felt like really grateful. So kind of like solve the problem at the end of the paragraph. So how do you feel? Relief. So you put in feelings in there. So you see, portray feelings, you put in feelings here. So in the second paragraph, you might add something like scared, I was worried. So the third paragraph, after everything ended, I felt relieved. I felt relieved. And you can actually put one idiom which is suitable for a situation where you feel very relieved, lega. All right? So in the fourth paragraph, what must you put? Must have a twist. You must have a twist in the fourth paragraph. You cannot end your story just like that. Like, I arrived at the hotel and I felt happy and I felt relieved. That's all. I mean, you can, literally, you can, but it won't be interesting. Okay? It won't be interesting. So you have to have a twist. What is a twist? A surprise, like something unexpected, something which can happen but you did not expect it to happen. So, what was it? So, you have to come up with extraordinary, extraordinary incident here. So, the twist with that, once you step into the launch of the hotel, all your friends jump out. They out of they jump out of the door and surprise you with a birthday cake, and they started to sing a birthday song, and you realize it was a prank, and you actually forgot that it was your birthday. So you say that, oh, that day we celebrated my birthday in Bangkok, and although it started as something quite scary, but it ended as a very fun incident for me. And you have to end it with, some like conclusion of it. That was the best holiday ever, and I hoped this incident would strengthen our relationship and make it feel closer to one another. Okay? So that's how you plan your essay. So how do you um what do you write in the first paragraph? Obviously you write about the details. Okay, about character. Okay, what were you doing? Setting is place. Where were you? So you have to say something like, "Oh, we were on our way. That morning we arrived in Bangkok after a 2-hour flight from Kuala Lumpur." Then you explain a little bit. We were actually on a class excursion to learn geo- more about the geographic aspects of Bangkok city, something like that, so that people know, okay, what's this story all about. It's like a background of the story. And then you have to say something like, our schedule was quite packed, but um, we managed to squeeze in a few activities which involve shopping and also food testing around Bangkok city. So that's when you go to the second problem. You create a problem that you're lost in the city. So this, I think, this is kind of like quite clear. So do you have any problem in understanding that? Okay, that is how you actually come up with a storyline and story. So if you need more explanation, you can actually read um, the sample essay that I asked you to look at last week. But okay, I'm gonna give you something else. Okay, let me just share you. But I'll have to see if I can share a website here. Okay, let's stop this. So how many people are watching? 6 people. Oh my god. This is like so sad. Oof. What do I do with all of you? Okay, wait. Entire screen. How do I do that? Wait, let's just see. All right, I'm gonna share my entire screen. Okay, wait. Entire screen. How do I do that? Wait, let's just see. All right, I'm gonna share my entire. Okay. All right. So if you want to take a look at more example, you can go to padlet.com/Jamie Othman/sample essay. So this is where you can find other examples of how you can write your essay. Okay, it's actually the same pattern. So I just need you to learn how to do it. Okay, you see, okay, it also involves 4 paragraphs. Any stories, they have the same pattern, same method of writing. You need to have 4 paragraphs. So the first paragraph, setting the scene, explaining the given sentence if they give you any sentence. If they don't, you just explain the situation you are in. All right, second paragraph, you have to have problem, small step taken to solve the problem. The third paragraph, major action in solving the problem. And the fourth paragraph, surprise element. You need to have surprise element and your essay. So what if you don't know how to start your essay? So you can take a look at all these sample. Okay, for example, for this question, the question is, okay, can you write a story for our new magazine series? Your story must begin with this sentence. As Mark was about to throw away the old bottle, he saw that there was a piece of paper inside. Your story must include a message or a map, a surprise. So this question, I already prepared 4 different essays as the answer. Okay, 4 different essays with 4 different theme as well. What I'm trying to show you is that each essay is different from another one. So if you like a thriller, you can write a thriller essay. If you like something funny, you can write a funny essay. Okay, so look at this. For this particular question, all the essays that I've included here, they will have four paragraphs, but as you can see here, it will have different themes. The first one is surprise action theme. Okay, I tried. Okay, the starting is like this. As Mark was about to throw away the old bottle, he saw that there was a piece of paper inside. Hidden treasure. His hand. Oh my God, there's a grammar error. His hand trembled as he read the old yellowish note in the bottle. In Paolung Island, he said to himself. Silently, he prayed that this was something that would change his life. Yes, his sad life. Yes, he had had enough wandering landfill, rummaging through the stinking rubbish and car scraps. Okay? See, the next one, sample essay, is a horror theme. Okay? It's like a ghost story. As Mark was about to throw away the old bottle. So it's the same but different content. This one romance theme, like a love story. Okay? Because this is the question actually gave us the starting of the essay, so that's why it's the same. But if you are not given like the question like I gave you today, you can start with any ways which is which are suitable. Okay, and the last one is funny themes like a joke. Okay, all right. So so these are the examples that you can check out. Okay, I'm gonna give the address for the website again. No, I'm not gonna give the address. You have to check out this video. You have to rewatch this YouTube because it takes a lot of effort for me to do this video for you. So if your friend asks for the homework, ask them to watch this YouTube. All right. So let's just go back to the question just now. Okay. Let's just go back and take a look at the question again. So this is today's question. Okay, so this is today's question. Okay, write a recount or an account of a true event which took place during a holiday. It must be a holiday, all right? So the recount or the account must include at least one idiom. So it can be from the book or something out of it, or you can Google it, and phrases which portray feelings in the parts of your story. So, what you have to do now is you plan your essay. I want to see planning. Okay, you plan your essay. What do you want to put in paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4? Okay. And do I want you to write? And I want you to write the first paragraph of your essay. Only the first paragraph. So I want planning. Yeah, I want planning and I want the first paragraph. So everyone must have it because in the next class we are going to do presentation. Okay, so two tasks. One is planning. Planning, you don't have to write the whole essay. You plan like this one. I was just like scribbling, right? Yeah, this is planning, but of course you have to write it better. So what do you want to put here? Lost in the city, small step. What is it? So you write everything here, and write the first paragraph is the real one. Okay. I think that's all for now. So you have 45 minutes, is it? Until this is 10:30 until 11. 10, 15, 11:30. So you have half an hour to do that. Okay. All right. I think that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Okay. And bye bye.